So guys, hi, this is behind the scenes. We're about to start and I'm getting comfortable. DJ has criticized a lot of my things to do. Oh well, we shall start now. 3, 2, 1, go, sir. Good day, Earth Dwellers, and welcome to today's episode of True Food Thursday. So, guys, how have you been? I hope you've been good. And as you can see, I am quite excited for our first guest of the year. Trumpet, yay! So, guys, our first guest today is my older brother. In person of he knows his name, but I'm gonna call it because whenever I call it, it's the best. So my brother in person of Olide, Ayodeji, Alexander. There should be a Deacon, Pastor, Deacon, everything in his name. Yes, it should be there. Yeah, so he's on today's show, guys. And now, before we dive right into it, if this is your first time tuning into any one of our episodes, please do make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and welcome to the family. Yay! So on today's show, we were talking about a movie recommended by my brother. Yes, so he recommended that I watch The Forge, and I binge watched it. I just watched it at Ego, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I recommend that you check it out. Yeah. So before we get to our movie month, because we're going to have a movie month this year, if you have other movies, for me, my brother, other guests to watch and talk about, please you can drop them in the comment section. We will watch them and give you our reviews now. Today's episode. So I'm going to be talking to him about the movie. And I think my first question is, what was your favorite scene in The Forge? What was your favorite scene?
So The Forge is a very interesting movie for me.
Yeah.
I'm a very big movie, to my own knowledge, very big movie critic, right?
Very.
I don't like the normal contemporary kind of movies that everybody watches and gospel movies that everybody watches. So it takes a lot to be on my list, right? But The Forge, I would say I really enjoyed The Forge.
Okay.
And there are many wonderful scenes, beyond just a movie communicating a message, because it's a movie. Mm-hmm. It should also, be interesting. It should, be engaged and all of the stuff. And for me, The Forge, so many things. So I really love the part where it went back to that restaurant where
the girls,
yes, so where he went, and the reference, the man said, "I don't know you." Like you could tell that this person had really transformed, that really changed, and that for me is something that is worth noting. When you walk with God, when you are on your journey, and like someone you met years ago. You meet him or the person, when you meet your friend, the person is changed, hopefully for the better. So that was something for me, that a person can so transform.
Yeah, that you don't even recognize them. I think I liked that scene because we saw our shop. Like when he saw the shop and it's like, okay, he was just gonna walk in and walks in, and the girl didn't even recognize him. That was all. I was like, me, sorry, I'll recognize you if you change. I'll recognize him. And because she recognized him, she was like, okay. And he was like, you'd like to see her father. And she was like, okay. Then she called her dad, and dad was like, sorry, who are you? And everything. And he was like, oh, it's me. He said he doesn't know who he has never met him before. And he apologized.
That's really,
and I think not even just for him. There were some women in the shop as well, and they were like, wow, that you don't see that every day. You don't see when people go and make amends, because I believe number one, it's when you make a mistake, it's fine. But like that going back to make amends, I feel like it just takes a whole lot. Like it's on another level. Yeah. And I really love that he went back to make amends. It was like, no, I loved it. I overloved it. And obviously God was in seriousness. Go and watch the movie, you find out what happened. So it was a super. I think for me, my favorite scene was when he had to give up his video games because it hit a personal chord with me in my work with God. I think that was when after Jam, I was waiting at home and a lot of things. And the Holy Spirit said, delete that app, because the app I was obsessed with watching movies, and the Holy Spirit said delete, and it was like tug of war. I deleted it, re-downloaded it, went to meet my friend in church that day. I remember after Bible study, I told him, please help me delete this from my app, from my phone. He deleted it, and I think that was at the end. I didn't download it. So I could understand the struggle of when you would never know that you've been obsessed with this thing until the Holy Spirit is like, okay, that's it, you should go. And you now realize that you're giving excuses and all of these, and that's when you actually know this thing is good. So now, my next question is, so
Should I be scared?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Alright.
So yeah, there was a part in the movie where Mr. Moore was introducing Isaiah to the guys he had discipled, right? And we ended up finding out that the first person he discipled was the drunk driver that killed his son.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, like, what was your take on that scene? What was your take on it? Because I'm still processing that. What do you mean the first person you discipled is the person that killed your son? Like, how much growth did the Holy Spirit do? He knew, because I knew it must have taken a whole lot. Yeah. So I want to ask, like, what's your take on that scene?
It's very deep. So for me, I feel like it takes. First of all, I don't think it's for everybody, right? I think there's a place of growth, and it just shows how much God has worked in Mr. Moore, and how much God has given to him, how much, like, the grace God has made available to him to be able to accommodate that. Not everybody can. I don't even think I can accommodate that. I can forgive you, like, after a while of therapy and everything, don't mind me. But, like, to actually be in that space, and I think it speaks more to, I've had people who say they were probably raped by their father, or, had an assault or stuff, like, and, forgiving is one thing, but accepting and then, it's a lot. It could be a lot. And I don't think God's grace is sufficient, first of all, that's one. And you just need to, it just tells us that there's more to achieve. We can always grow. Yeah. And sometimes, and this is where I think what I get from that is be true to yourself. Like, if Mr. Moore had not truly forgiven, truly grown, he will not be able to my first disciple, but it was not, he just showed where he was with Christ, like in his journey, and I think that's something very admirable. And as people, as believers, when we should learn to truly forgive people, learn to truly, all the people, like, it just reminds me of, thank you, the story of Joseph and his siblings. They're literally,
I'm telling you.
And that just, so there are people in the Bible that have also been in that situation. And it just speaks a lot to how we should forgive, right?
Yeah.
Even me, I've seen them, let them not even come and say anything. I'm still learning, I'm still growing.
Yeah.
And I think it's something admirable that he did. And don't do it because you want to show something like, oh, I'm as a means of ego, like as a means of,
as a means of, yes. Oh, I've done this, I've done it to this level.
Exactly. Yeah. Talk about tithing and say, don't tithe. Is it fast or tithe in the public,
Yeah.
So don't do it because you want to show that,
I'm good.
Oh my God, you're such a good man. But in your heart, you're not really there. So even as believers, even sometimes to forgive people might not be immediate. Like, it's okay to say, I need time to process what happened. I need time to move on from this.
Of course, it took him time to process.
No, some people you can hurt them, and that means they pray and they're like, they're over it. And some people after it just need time, It's not like I don't forgive, but I just need time to heal, There's a place of healing in when you are hurt. Yeah. So, like, when you have someone you're dating and then the person, does something and then you guys break up, like 5 years relationship. You can't say next day, I'm forgiving you, brother, we're not moving on. Maybe the guy cheated or something like, oh, you're good. Come here and tell you, you need time to heal. Like, you need time to heal, right? So that's very fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I think regarding that thing, I think what happened was he did have time to heal. Because I remember in the movie, the wife spoke about how it was like a hard place for him when his son died, and it was a hard place for everybody. He was taking his anger out on everybody. And I believe, like, there was a process. Because when it happened, it's not as if it was in that moment he forgave him. There was a process of he was angry at his wife, angry at everybody around him. There was a process where he met God. There was a process where God was working on him. And I remember that even the drunk driver, the guy was like, the first time Mr. Moore came to visit him in prison was he came with his discipler. Do you get? So it was like it had gone through a process. It was not an immediate thing. He had probably his son had died, and then he had to go through the whole process. Probably met the discipler spoke with him. They had a couple of sessions. They've been interacting. He opened up about the things that happened. The man has so I believe it all happened. Even as the movie showed us in Ego, I believe it was a process thing. It was not. It didn't just happen like immediately. And I love what you said. Like, it shows that there's room for growth. I honestly believe there's room for growth because, like you said, the Lord helped me. The Lord helped me. I think I was talking to the Spirit about something recently, and I remember a part in the Bible where Jesus was talking about how proof of your love is that you even love your enemies. Like, you are not loving just those that are doing good to you. You love those that hurt you. And I believe like that's like a sign of growth as a Christian when you get to the point where, now I'll say this, backing up what you said, it's not immediate. Number one, it's not immediate, it's a process. But I believe a show of your growth is when you've grown to the point where like people, like this person hurt you and you've gone through the process of forgiving them, and now you can even like engage with them in the normal conversation. Because I'm sure the way the guy was in the movie was like they were best friends. And to find out that this was the person that killed his son, wow, like it was a whole lot. So I think it just showed the level of growth and the level of love that he had let into his heart to help him like let go of it. Yes. So I think that's all I have to say. The Forge is a really, really, really good movie. It's a really, really good movie. Right now, I want to watch War Room. I watched it before, but I want to rewatch it again. I advise you can watch War Room. Which other movies I say? War Room, The Forge. You can watch
House of David.
House of David. Kelly, I want to watch House of David.
Sarah's Oil is one of my top recommendations for anybody. Any church, any ministry, Sarah's Oil.
Sarah's Oil, yeah. So
I want to add something.
Okay.
I say about that man's story. See, many times when we go through things, that means all things work together for our good.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I don't think that man would have in his wildest dreams thought he would ever decide who will kill his son. So sometimes you just have to let God lead. Don't even say like, okay, I just forgive this guy and move on.
Yeah.
But you never have thought that I will actually decide who this guy. So when you let God lead, when you just let God lead and let God write the story, you just be in line with his move for your life. Yeah, I said a lot.
You said a lot of things. So I think that's all for today's episode, guys. I know we have time. You can rewatch this and digest all that we have said. And just like I said before, if you have any movie recommendations for either of us to watch, I would drag them along to watch it.
Definitely, I love movies.
You can drop them in the comment section. So guys, we will see you next week. No, we'll see you next time on YouTube. Bye guys.